Who gets excited about boundaries? Wakes up in the morning and says, I can't wait to create boundaries for my phone, boundaries for my hobbies, and especially a budget. Who gets excited about that? Let's go make a budget. We normally think of boundaries as something that keeps us from something good. Like you can't go there or you can't have that. You've had enough and you got to stop now. And because of that, boundaries can feel like an enemy to freedom. But boundaries aren't merely restrictions we place upon ourselves. A boundary is something that allows something good to exist, to remain healthy and fulfill its purpose. Think about a game. Every game has boundaries. There's lines on the field. There are rules governing what players can do and what they can't do. They can't move wherever they want. They can't change the score whenever they want. They can't refuse to wait for their turn. If they did that, that would not make the game more free at all. It would actually destroy the game. See, boundaries are not keeping players from enjoying the game. Boundaries are what makes the game possible. And the cool thing is this is the same throughout creation. We see in Genesis that God brings order through what is formless. That God separates the light from the darkness and the land from the water. That God gives creation shape, rhythm, and order. That the shore is a boundary between the sea and land. And we know the shore isn't evil. It's part of goodness and it's part of creation. That riverbanks allow water to flow. That walls surround us and just make a place of shelter. A city in the ancient world was not built because people hated the city. It was built because the city was valuable. What was on the inside was important and worth keeping. So boundaries doesn't always mean that something's evil. They mean that something inside the boundary is worth protecting. So for us, a boundary may be a line, a rule, a rhythm, a plan or decision made ahead of time that simply gives form to our lives. It may mean deciding when the workday ends so that you have time for God and for your family, that work does not consume you. It may mean deciding how much money you can spend before you see things that you want. It may mean deciding when the phone goes away so that your attention can be on the people who are in front of you. See, boundaries help us make decisions while we are calm so that we're not ruled by whatever desire is the strongest in the moment. Because if we don't have boundaries, whatever is urgent simply wins out. See, because without boundaries, the strongest appetite, the loudest emotion, the most urgent demand, or the easiest pleasure will take over. And so Proverbs 25:28 says this: like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. Do you see the picture Proverbs is painting with those words? In the ancient world, a city without walls was exposed. Anyone could enter, enemies could invade, thieves could take what they want, and people had little power to resist. And Proverbs actually says this picture can become a picture of us. That a person without self-control is not living in greater freedom, they're actually living exposed. That every desire can enter and demand attention. Every emotion can take command. Every urgent situation can determine the direction of your day. So without boundaries, you're not necessarily free. You may be simply vulnerable to whatever